Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Euro indices. I want to start with the S&P though, because obviously it's a main driver and it's also close to its target top as well. So I was looking at wave 4 here and looking at wave 5 up here. Since we've started in wave 4 here, I always felt that this market would extend itself up to the 2,500. If it was going to fail, then this is the place that it would fail at group 2 here, 65, 72 and 80. But I think that it can extend itself up. I mean, normally I'd just expect an A and a B and a C correction in this space here, and then a move up here. And in fact, we've got a wave count for this to have this as wave 3 here, wave 4 here, and then wave 5 here. Either way, we're quite close in sort of achieving a top here. Once this top comes into play here, then there'll be quite a large correction in terms of intermediate wave 3. So just to point out in one way or another, either here or here, well, this is actually corrective going on here, so we'll be higher here anyway, but it's sort of important to know basically where this main driver is through here. The Amazons and Googles have been driving this. Those guys are at $1,000. They'll be vibrating above and below that range there for a while. Their swings will get larger and larger. But yeah, that's where that is here. For the UK market here as well, this particular move down from wave B all the way down here for wave C. I've had it as wave 4 here. Last time we spoke, we were looking at this moving up here as well. I'll go into that at a moment in a moment, but we were left with the situation here. So we're either going to go long on this high here, or we're going to go short on this new low here. So obviously this one has been clicked in here nicely, so we can sort of remove that. I probably would have harped on about the 7,500 because 5 is the second strongest number in the market, and that would be the target area to be taken here. I do think that there is a little bit more within this here to go up to wave, well, this is where we can start talking wave 3 here. If it is wave 3 or wave C here, I'm just going to put wave 4 here. It's a real possibility, and then copy that and put wave 5 further up into this space here. And yeah, but otherwise this top here is really quite significant because it can be, this move up through here can be an A wave, a B wave for wave 2 here, and a C wave here rather than wave 3 of B here. So that B wave could be an A and a B and a C here. So once this 5 waves here is completed, then well, I think you should be sort of locking in some profit at the 75 anyway, 7,500. Just go into the tick chart here. So this being wave 1 here, or wave A here, wave 2 or B here, then this little journey up through here is wave 1 with an A and a B and a C for wave 2. I'll let you work out wave 3 here, A, B, C for wave 4, and then up for wave 5. So we can still push higher through here into wave 5. So if it was going to continue, this is where the levels can come in handy. So we know we've got the first above the levels here would be 10. I'll just borrow these, 20 and 30 here. That's where, when this moves up here, I'd expect it to top out in here. Yes, it can go above the 7,530, the top of group 1 there, but we would only be interested in that if it came back and gave us a tested support there, because tested support on 30 would give us the target of 50, but more important, tested support on number 3 here of subgroup 1 would separate the market being pulled by the larger number here, 500. that's what that number 3 does, and it works just about every single time. So that's what we'd be looking at. So we expect to move up into this space here for wave 3. We'll study wave 4 here if it is wave 4. If I can see that this is going to be a corrective pattern in here, I can work out a corrective pattern, then we know that we'll go higher from there, and then we'll enter into that space. But first high above the level, we don't chase, then we get an ABC pattern. If we can identify it as being corrective, then we can move in pretty much anywhere in this space here. Right. Yes, okay, so crossing over to the other side of the channel. So with Holland here, I had a wave 3 up here. I've been looking for a wave 4 at the 38.2% retracement level. I wasn't sure if this was wave 4 in play here, or we're going to get something a little bit bigger and uglier that the DAX would sort of drag down into this, back into the 500 here. We've got 5 waves in this little space here, coming up from this low here. I've got to be a little bit careful. I know that on the cash market, this is the low here. That's why I've labelled it like that. But there might be some odd way that we have an A wave here, a B wave here, and then the 5 waves up here for this B wave here. This is the 50-60% retracement level here. So we're sort of through that at the moment from 525 to 530. Not that that's a big deal in all of this. I still don't know. That's the gist of it. So what we can do here is, I know that from this low here to this high up here is 5 waves. So you're going to have some sort of correction coming in off that 530. So we know that if the 3 here is really important. That's also the top of group 1, which is a minor group 1. So we've got a major level here at 500, minor 1, minor 2, and minor 3. If this ever became the tested support, then we'd move in long on that. And the way that we do that is that we'll have the arrival, the reaction, then the first high above the level, and then there will be a corrective pattern here. Then it would find support here and taking out this top or this top. If that was the case, that's the point we would go long at. Or we could go long if we can identify this here as being a corrective pattern. Then of course we can move in a bit lower through here and so on and build into the trade. But as it stands at the moment, I'm not quite sure which is going to occur here. I mean, I can, see the 5 waves here, so I'm quite sort of happy about that. In that, to make it a bullish pattern, basically. This would pull back to the 50-60% mark here, so we could say the 515, but also between the 520 and the 515. We'll just sort of leave it at that. Let's just track the actual structure as it moves down, and let's see what we've actually got here for this market. I mean, one of the other interesting things here, of course, is Unilever. So this is a 1-hour chart for Unilever, and what we've got here that we can actually work with is we've got from the high here, we've got an A, B, and C wave here. So what that means in a nutshell is it means that this whole pattern here is corrective. The only other way it could be bearish is maybe this is down for 1, back for 2, down for 1, back for 2. But what I'm actually seeing here within this structure is that we have 5 waves up here as wave 1 and 2. And I pulled this apart here. That's fine as wave 1 and 2. And then we have a nice 5-wave structure for wave 3, and then wave 4, and then wave 5 here. In this wave 5 here, it doesn't seem that it's finished. I can see we've got 5 waves to this little point here, and then the corrective move here. So we've got all this trading above here. So this must be part of the next leg to go up through here. So 3, 4, 5 or something of that nature. But it also, what it does is that can actually be the low. So I might be able to, I haven't actually studied that trend there fully, but it could be something like this, ready to take this top out here. So yeah, just in terms of analysis, that's, yeah, it's at some stage we're going to be taking this top out. I just don't know. Well, let's just allow this to finish, and let's just see what the pullback in here is all about. Okay, so the next is the DAX, but before I look at the DAX, I want to have a look at the mid cap. We've been sort of looking at this a little bit here. So this is how I've seen this market here. Once again with this market is that I know that the first move down through here is in, it's not an impulse wave, it's a corrective wave. It's A, B, and C here. So unless this is a really a high wave 4 here, but that's pulled back to the 61.8% mark here, so it's got to be a B wave and not a large 4. It could be, but either way, it does appear to be bearish here as well, in terms that so far the move up here is in 3 waves. So we should see, a move down on this. But I think one of the good bits of news here is that, and this is something that we're going to be doing on the DAX as well, actually, is just looking for setups. I mean, sometimes with the Elliott, you can be really confident in things, or you can be not so confident in things. So that's why it's really important to look for trade setups. And really, this market here is at the 25,000, so that's a medium level. The DAX is basically vibrating across 12,500, so that's there as well. So we just really got to be prepared for both moves here, like we did with the UK market the other day. When we did the same thing here and it got triggered to the upside. So this is what we should actually do here. Now, if this market moves up here and takes that top out here, then what that does, that leaves that as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave, and then we're going to go up from that point. As it stands at the moment, there's a good case for this being wave A and B and C here, and the reason for that is because we've got 3 waves from the low to the 61.8% retracement level, and secondly, the move down here has really overlapped the top of this wave 1 here. So we've got 2 points here that the market can go down, and then if we have our setup here, because we'll be trading below the 25,000, because above it would be positive, below would be negative. So we've got 3 strong points to have a short trade here. So what you could do on a finer level here at the 24,800, even if you don't trade this market, you can look at the DAX doing much the same thing. But if this is 24,800 here, you can also use this as a catalyst for the DAX. So it's likely to come down to the 24.8, which it has done, a bounce off it, and then it goes through it. You don't chase that, you wait for the retest there, then put the short trade under there, and then if it's triggered, then you're on your way here and you keep your stop above here. That's what you do at this level here. And if that's the case, then we can look at this as 1 and 2 and wait. So we'd end up down at the 24 here. So all in all, not such a bad trade for this index, but this would be also the same for the DAX. If I can bring the DAX across here, then the move up through here counts as an ABC into its 61.8% mark here. Look, I'm a little bit unsure about if this is wave 1 here, or we don't have wave 1 in play yet, and wave 1 can be here with wave 2 coming over here, and making this a very high wave 4 here. But yeah, I think it's this case here, and the reason I put 1 and 2 here is because I've kind of taken it from this market here where it's had its 1 and 2 here, and I felt that might be the right thing to do at this stage. But at the end of the day, it's interesting because we're still working with a large number here, 500. So we know 500 is stronger than 400 and 600 and so on. So yeah, if this top here gets taken out of action, then you can go long from there. Look, even if you get a support on the 12.5 here, then go long from that. And also, if these lows here become, that would be, if I can just, I mean, I don't use the 400. I know it's important. Every number is important, and certainly a nice big whole round number of 400 is important. So we could do the same thing here as well. Markets come down, markets bounced off it as it does, and then if it sinks through here, and then retest here, then you got your short trade here. So it's better off to do this, you know, then, I mean, this is just a fat green line, but this is a bit more refined in getting your entries right. And if you're really mindful that, if you look at the futures market or the large stocks, that rally that moves up here, if that is on less volume than that move down here, then you know, because corrective patterns are on less volume, impulse waves are on more volume, so that would be an impulse wave. It would have its volume. And then this one here, if that's less, then you can sell much closer into this space here, or start feeding your positions into that. So yeah, that would be the divergence of price going up, but down here lower volume going up as well. That's divergence, and that would be what you'd be selling at that point. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in, and enjoy the weekend.